Paul mentioned specifically in the same chapter, he talks about how the law was important and it does serve its purpose.
Yeah.
He talks about how God was intentional with giving the people laws because it served as kind of like a strict principle, somebody to keep them in line.
Boundaries, right.
But if you look, the law still was to produce these 9 fruits.
Yeah.
And what Paul was trying to say is at that time, we didn't have the Messiah. Nobody had come to die and fulfill the law.
That's good.
So you had to live by these principles in order to prove yourself good.
Right.
But now that we have the Messiah, now that Jesus has already died, no, you do not have a license to sin and do whatever. So we're talking about people who are chasing after God. Specifically, we're talking about Christians versus Jewish Christians. We're not talking about people of the world versus Jewish Christians. So I want to make sure I make that distinction. Right. Because if you're not chasing after God, I'm not specifically talking about you. But I'm talking about the people who are intentional about following God. And they know that there's no way that I can keep the laws to be good. Because Paul says it. Paul says you can obey this law, but then you have to obey all the laws.